All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A first carry now for Nick Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call. A 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Down at the 26. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This is caught by Antonio Brown. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On play action, Rodgers. He's got his man. That's Hardman. That one goes for 30 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. How about the last one? The big shot right there.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
64, weak. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Shoot. Watch the safety crease.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. From the gun on third down, Rodgers to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard. Game.
16 yards. That's good for Baltimore. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Ito Smith, his first carry. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. All day, every day, any day.
A first down carry for Smith. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Check 55 to Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They find some open field here. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
On first down, Smith. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go.
On second down, here's Smith. And they'll get him down right around the 16.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the serve? What was the return?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Bravo.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That good for 19 of the offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Check it out, Reed. 10-30. Hey, exit.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Rodgers going to throw. Complete to Washington. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 51 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go. You tighten up.
Hey, check 26. Right now, you got 58. Hey, wahoo! Hey, flip again.
Now Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On second down now, it's Smith, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On third down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Brown. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here. Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now Chubb. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this with intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down, it's Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. Oh, he sheds himself free. He's still barreling through. And finally, he goes out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Hey, you block over here.
Working from the gun. Rodgers completes it to Hardman. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They run. Chubb. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They run it again with Chubb. Taking it right down Broadway. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Nick Chubb, 28 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. So they went to the ground game on 3rd, hoping to pick up the 1st. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, 3rd down. They don't care that it's 3rd and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call running play, I think you energize them. I think you juice them up because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to. Nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
This will be fielded at the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From the 22, Jackson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
35-yard line.
Here we go. Look for 70 Andy. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Jackson. And it's complete to Kelsey. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. They'll throw on first down with Jackson, escaping the pressure right. The ball comes out, and it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Well, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown, 56 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Bullet good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. From the 44, Jackson steps away to his left. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They begin this drive with Chubb. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third quarter of play.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Hey, 88. X3, 218, jump. Back one. Hey, echo.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Jackson, that one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. Throwing again on second down. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The open man is Smith. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Jackson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first. This is caught inside the 15. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens get a bit closer. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Chubb. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
51 for Mike, boy, 51. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
And again, it's Chubb. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
319. 26.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Ravens' 35-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space. But there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Rodgers on the keeper. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Ravens' 31-yard line.
Stand 319.
Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go. It's coming up. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your...
319.
And they will take a knee here.
Rodgers on the keeper. A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.